Hi guys! In this video, we are going to be going over how to make a fantastic PowerPoint presentation for your space project if you want to be really specific. But this information that I'm about to teach you can be applied to just about any other sort of presentation that you're ever going to do. But I am going to be using some information and examples from our Discovering a Planet project. Okay, let's get going. So here on my computer, I am going to open up a brand new PowerPoint document. From here, this is one that I've already done, but we're going to start brand new. So I'm going to click on blank presentation. I'm starting brand new here. Well, maybe not quite brand new because by now you should have completed your planet packet where you have an idea of what your planet looks like, you know roughly where it is, you know the temperatures, you know the geosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. You have all this information already typed up on your packet. All you need to do now is plug it into a PowerPoint. Okay? So I'm going to minimize this, and first thing I got to try and come up with is I want to think about a title. I'm going to call it Expansion of Humanity. Now, I know the first thing that you're going to want to do is to open a PowerPoint, get a new design going, and make it look really pretty. I would discourage you from doing that at first, because first thing that you got to do is what you're graded on, which is the actual PowerPoint itself. You're not exactly graded on its prettiness. You're graded on the information. But for the sake of this presentation and trying to keep it short but informational, I'm going to be doing a little bit of designing as I go along, and that way I can show you how things are done along the way. So I have my plain presentation here. Now, a really quick way I can do it is on the home button, or you will find it under the design tab here. If you go over to design ideas, it's a really cool thing because it comes up with some instant themes. And none of these things really apply to what I really want because it's going off of this title that I've typed. So I'm going to just type space for now, and I get these really cool different things. I really like this one. That's what I had before, and I think I'm gonna stick with it. But I don't quite like that sort of backgroundy thing. So, but I like the moving picture behind it of like the outer space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the background because the background is actually a video. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to go up and I'm going to do undo. So that way I'm back to here. In fact, I'm going to undo again so I get my expansion of humanity. Now, here's where it can get interesting, is I'm going to right click and paste, and I have different options. I'm going to use it as I want to keep source formatting because it's a video and it's a tools and it's great. But here's the thing, I've pasted it, but it's in front of everything, like the text, the words that would be there. So now I need to go up to video format, drop down the send backward, and I want to send it all the way to the back. So I click send to back, and bam, my words are right there up front, ready for me to type. They're dark, but they're there. So I'm just going to click on both boxes actually. So I click on one box, I hold down the shift button, and I click on the other box as well. So that way they're both selected and you can see all of the dots and that's how I know it's selected. I'm going to go up to this font color up here. So under the home button, there's font, and this is where you can choose the different fonts and the sizes. But right now I want to focus on the color, font color. I'm going to drop down this little V here, and I'm just going to switch it to white because I know that is going to show up on my PowerPoint. Expansion of Humanity by Miss Mordyke. Ta-da! And that way, when I start my slideshow, the thing that's really cool is that I have this moving background that PowerPoint gave me. I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't have to spend a lot of time on it. Bam, instant attention, instant audience grabber. Now that we have our title screen, let's get moving into the actual content of our PowerPoint. Okay, one quick design thing before I get going, and then I promise myself I'm going to start typing up all of my information. If I go up to design here, there's all these preset backgrounds and settings for PowerPoint that I can choose from. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down this arrow and I have all these different options here. If I hover over one, I can get a quick preview as to what they look like. I really like this one. It's called Circulate. I think it's very techy. I think it's very spacey, but that is my opinion. So I click on it. I like it. But still, it doesn't quite say outer space to me. So I may do green. That's a little bit more planty. Red is pretty fun, or like this reddy orange. But I selected black. Now, the thing that I was going over here is the variance of the themes that PowerPoint has. These are preset, and they make things look like you spent a lot of time when actually you didn't. Let's get going here. Okay, I want to introduce my planet. So the first thing I'm going to type on here for my title is Lanta, because that is what I have decided to call my planet. Now, what you want to do when introducing your presentation or introducing whatever it is that you're talking about is usually you want to have some sort of visual aid to help the audience know what you're talking about. In this instance, where we have discovered a planet and we are presenting information on this planet, I would highly advise you show the audience a picture of your planet. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I am lucky enough that I have already created a digital picture of my planet on my Word document here. So I am going to, make sure I select everything here. I have not grouped it. I will do that on PowerPoint. I'm going to hit Control C because that is the shortcut for copy. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. I'm going to click on this box and I'm going to make it a little narrow. I'll explain that why in a second. Then I'm going to do Control V, which is the shortcut for paste. And voila, my planet is on my PowerPoint. Now, I don't want my moon and my planet to get separate. So with both pictures selected, I'm going to go up to Picture Format and find these two little boxes here, Group Objects, if you hover over it. I'm going to drop down the arrow and I'm going to say Group. Now, what happens is when I click and drag on a moon or I click and drag on the planet, they move together. Okay, now on this slide, I need to start saying where my planet is. Now, on my information, I said that Lanta was in the Black Eye Galaxy. So that's exactly what I'm going to say, is that it can be found in the Black Eye Galaxy, period. Now, maybe people want to know what the Black Eye Galaxy looks like. There's a very easy way I can do it without getting distracted by Google Images or YouTube or any of those things. If I go up to the Insert tab on PowerPoint, I can go to Pictures, and I want to go down to Online Pictures. It's going to take a minute to load. Ha, there we go. Okay. Now, from here, we can start searching for images. Okay? So, and the really cool thing, which I will show you in one moment, is, let's see here, black eye galaxy. Is that it's going to bring up all these cool pictures of the black eye galaxy. The really, really cool thing is that they automatically have Creative Commons only. Many of you may not know what Creative Commons is, but to put it in a very short nutshell, Creative Commons is something that someone has created, usually a picture or a photograph or a sound maybe, that you can copy and put into your own work while giving credit to that person, and you don't have to pay any money. It's Creative Commons. It belongs to common people, it belongs to everyone. Everyone can use it, so long as you give thanks and show that I didn't take this picture, this person took this picture. And how you can do that is that when you insert the picture, it's automatically going to have a little thing at the bottom that says, like, this picture is from da 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 da. So it's quite simple. Let's continue. Okay, I'm like this picture, so I'm going to click on it. You can always click on more than one picture. If you decide you don't want something, you can click them again and the orange checks disappear. But I really like this picture. I'm going to click on it. The orange check is there. I'm going to click insert. And voila, we have our picture. We have not been distracted by any Google image search. It is right there for us. Now, I need to shrink it. So I'm going to move my mouse to the corner here where I have this little diagonal two-edged arrows. I'm going to hold down my mouse button and drag my finger across my mouse pad. Click and drag, if you will. And when I think it's to the size that I want, I release the mouse button. Bammo. And voila, we have our picture. And you see this little text right down here? That is going to tell our audience who actually owns the picture. It was by an unknown author, but it is licensed under the Creative Commons. Ta-da! First slide, done. Woohoo! Now, something that may have caught your attention that I didn't put in a bullet point, but I spoke during my presentation, is that I talked about how far away the Black Eye Galaxy was from Earth, and that it would take us human beings roughly 24,000 years to get to this made-up planet, Lanta. Now, here's how I knew that. I, of course, as you know, am a complete nerd. You guys know I love all things Star Wars, but I will also look things up for Star Trek and Harry Potter. And yeah, you have a nerd teacher, not new. So I looked up the distance of the Black Eye Galaxy from Earth and found that it was about 24 and 100th million light years from Earth. So I took that 24 and 1 millionth light years and I compared it to the speed of light, which is approximately 186,262 miles per second. Then I referenced Star Trek, where the warp factor of 1 is light speed, and the warp factor of 9 and 1/10 is more than 2,000 times greater than light speed. Estimating it all out, I decided to go with a warp factor between 7 and 8 in order to get roughly 24,000 years for travel time. All of that math you do not need to do. I did it for fun because I'm me. If you want to do it, extra points. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. You can say, it's in this galaxy. Bam. Done.